Welcome to Super Happy Dragon Lucky. The show will begin momentarily.
But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win. We choose to go to the moon.
All right, welcome to Super Happy Dragon Lucky. This is episode Beta A 0xba. It's the 187th episode. Reminder, nothing on the show is financial advice, and make sure you stay tuned after the updates for an AMA. In our newly defined, newly configured current events segment for this week is a black pill from Tucker posted by Anonymous to Politics. And I did watch it. I did vote on this. It is very interesting. I guess it's a black pill, but it's basically he talks about, if you don't want to watch Tucker for any reason, he talks about the fact that all of the powers that be are visiting and funding Ukraine as a premium, as a premier citizen, and are totally ignoring their own in Ohio, and particularly with what's going on this past month there. It's very telling and interesting and depressing or infuriating or whatever else you'd want to call it. But it's politics, so I won't go too far into it. But do watch it. Do vote on it. It is an anonymous poster, so it's all good. It's interesting that any anonymous post gains energy for the lair directly, and none of it goes to the poster. One question that I have, and you guys can maybe comment on the DENDAO call, it wouldn't be DENDAO, would it? It would be somewhere in the Dragonchain lair, I guess, that when the lair, the new lair, is made live for the current thing, is that going to be added to the list of layers from which we can pull for this segment or not? I assume so, but we probably should ask. So tell us what you think there. Next, in Dragonchain updates, the Super Happy Dragon Lucky distribution of LOT NFTs for last week. 382 were created. There were 3 questions or topics for 38 LOT each. There was 1 featured post for 38 LOT. There was 1 current event for 38 LOT. Host received 38 LOT, and Dragonchain received 153 LOT. Also new for Dragonchain was a new blog titled 5 Tools to Integrate Blockchain and AI for a Web3 Future. So essentially to offer more power to the user, more direct control over their own data, and everything that comes with what is titled Web3. We have comprehensive AI solutions that offer better data integrity and proof than you can get anywhere else, frankly, through our architecture. So we've proven with DEN as an example, and other places, but DEN is a premier example, that Dragonchain has proven that you can have a better user experience, a simpler user interface than you can elsewhere for significant power and control of the user in a Web3 infrastructure. And you can customize that. You can do things that would be a lot more decentralized and things that are less decentralized. But the point is that your business can make those decisions for business reasons and can experiment and, empower your users and get better info from them. So that's what it's all about: interoperability, scalability, security, transparency, and behavior in the end. So go check that out. Go share it, please. If there is a link in Den, I will vote it up, and also we'll probably get it boosted somehow. Either I will, or Den will, or Dragonchain will. Okay, next we get to go to Den.Social updates, and the biggest update is the LCP, the layer creation process for February 2023. The layers are now live. The winners were Marketplace, Aliens, and Posted, and there were 4 layers created using the runners-up and alternative options, with 8 or more denizens having weighed in, and those are the current thing, drones, artificial intelligence, and astronomy/astrophotography. A total of 23.2 million lore was committed for just these February LCPs. So that's 220 million NFTs to date, and 147 layers created to date. So super interesting and very powerful that, that's 220 million NFTs on this platform. It's probably more NFTs than anywhere else. I don't know that for certain, but that's at least a powerful thing. Next, Coffee with Den will air tomorrow at 0900 Eastern and 1400 UTC. Everyone who participates in the show will earn Coffee with Den LOT. The topic this week is Nintendo 64 era games. So do check that out and get on there and participate. I think he was posting, Dave was posting agenda this morning, I do believe, or at least prepping it. And then also DENDAO updates. So make sure that you join us for the weekly DENDAO call on Thursday, February 16 at 1500 Eastern Standard Time and 1800 UTC. And watch for the post in the DENDAO layer for the agenda and a link to join live. Everyone's welcome to join. You don't have to have your camera on. It's just a meeting. It's not a show. So it's an open and free discussion of anything that might be interesting or applicable. Next, we'll go to the World Blockchain Roundtable update. Make sure you watch and share last week's episode. Make sure you watch it for one on the role of oracles. There was some really interesting info and important info about what oracles mean in blockchain and why the concept exists. And the more views that it gets the first week, the more LOT all the participants will get, including people who asked questions or provided topics. And episode 93 will air this Thursday, March 2 at 1100 Eastern, 1600 UTC. Topic is the Umbrella Promise white paper. That's the white paper that was presented by Denizen, I Am for I Am. Very interesting concepts and worth a good discussion. Should be a pretty deep discussion. Should be very interesting. So that's Thursday. Make sure you leave a question or a subject to discuss, ideally related to that topic, but it is based upon a roundtable DAO vote earlier. It is open if you have a general blockchain question as well. So get in there and ask those now while you can. That's all the updates. So we'll do an AMA right after this.
Now, more than ever, our data is at risk. Our supply chains are in jeopardy. Our systems are broken, and businesses feel powerless. Dragonchain gives you a different way, a safer way, a better way, and you have power over your data. Dragonchain gives you proof in an untrusted world. Build now at Dragonchain.com, America's blockchain.
Okay, excellent. So now we refresh the posts and we get the AMA questions. So the first question is from, let's see here, Oxons. Can you give an update on Dragonchain's partnership results with various Indian universities that were signed a few years ago? I don't have any updates on it. We were waiting for action from that side on where they wanted to proceed in a couple of fronts. They were interested in the academy, but we told them that essentially that needs funding, because that was built as a demonstration proof of concept. It was a working demo for a long time, and we never received any actual funding for it. We never had customers that were willing to pay for it. We had a few that were close, and they didn't get funding themselves. And whenever you're dealing with something that's in the education industry or public sector in particular, there are really long sales cycles that often don't pan out. So we understand there were a lot of various groups interested in it, and that was their primary purpose. We were hoping to get more developers to focus on things, but it so far didn't pan out. It's still all open, and nothing has been shut off, but we've not heard anything new from that side. And this is kind of a note for me to ping the BD staff to figure out, is there any activity there? My thought is there's a lot going on, so I haven't heard of anything, and my assumption is just there's nothing new right now. So apologies there. Next, Josh O noticed that you purchased some additional layers this month. That's me personally. Yes. Will this be the most layers created in an LCP round? Possibly, yes. There might have been, because this would be what, seven. Probably yes, but there might have been an early round, especially when we were doing the energy-based ones. I think those were 5 created each round, but I'm not absolutely certain. So if we find that answer, we'll answer in a reply, but I don't think so. I do think so. Also, I think the home button should bring you back to where you left off, and you could tap aging, which I assume you mean the clock, the chronological order, to bring you to the top of the feed. I know I could hit the back arrow, but home is conveniently located in the toolbar. Thanks, and hope all is well. Thank you. So my thought is that there is the back, not just the back button on the browser, but there is a back arrow to the left of the DEN logo at the top in the nav bar. And there could be some, I wouldn't be against having a back either as an additional button or as a button to the side of what is the home button. The question would be, and this is something that we didn't ever have the time to do, I want something that will better track, when you say where you left off, will better track how far you have read. Like it'll actually track at least locally, but ideally at your account level, which posts you've already seen and know to situate you where you left off. And, you could then go to new or keep going down the list and get deeper and deeper into whatever feed you are on. So I think something is needed there, and it'd be good for an open discussion, maybe on the DENDAO call. I've missed the past few weeks because I've been in other meetings and or just unavailable. So I'll be on this week, and hopefully we can talk about that as well. If there's any needs in the nav stuff. And then the last one, let's see here, is from Bit by the Coin, and it is, what capabilities does Dragonchain offer businesses who are looking to integrate Web3? So the Web3 AI post would be one beginning thing there, but probably, especially if you're talking from the context of a business looking to implement or integrate or to offer Web3 capabilities, what we offer that would be applicable in that framing would be better identity controls, where the users control the identity, and the business benefits from having a stronger security, a stronger identity attached to their users, which is still they still have the ability to secure privacy and maintain regulatory requirements for privacy that they might have, depending on where they are. We also would be able to offer things like on what we have on Den, where everything is on chain and everything is still grandma safe or is still very usable. The user experience is very normal to anyone who has used the web before. It isn't something that they have to be a technophile. They don't have to have a hardware wallet. They don't have to have I guess skills with something like MetaMask or other typical requirements in Web3. That we've found a lot of solutions to make it more user-friendly, and that's something that's probably most important. And then the other side, when you get into the more advanced features that we tend to focus on, and that's when you hit the behavior marketplace AI, behavior systems, the ability to apply algorithms that will help your customers be better customers and help you be a better business to your customers. Essentially things that are more transparent for them, what they can do to have a better experience, and where you are able to measure the loyalty or you're able to, probably the most important things for businesses is the ability to identify which of their customers are most important, and that's by their own definition. Could be the ones who spend the most, obviously, but it could be something more complex than that. The ones who spend the most consistently, or who spend the most and who cost the least amount in customer support. And that you can weigh all of those behaviors together and identify your users in that way and reward them in that way. And then let them tune their own behavior to get better rewards per their own liking. So it's all a very amazing thing, because it's very transparent and it's very how do I say that? It's very liberty focused, which is not political or anything else, but it's a very interesting concept and a very interesting experience for the user, because they realize they're not treated. They're treated on as an individual. First of all, they have the freedom to do whatever they want, whatever kinds of behaviors, with the full knowledge they'll be rewarded this way or not rewarded that way. And it's a very interesting concept, and it works. And we're still in the middle of experimenting with some of the more advanced parts of that. So we can offer a lot there. And there's a lot more than that, of course, too. So that is everything for the updates. Let's see here. We have one featured content post, which, again, bit by the coin, awesome, is about the primary objective of Den.Social and building quality, where go check it out, go share it, vote on it for one. It's essentially breaking down the meaning of the Den white paper, the one excerpt on the primary goal, which is to provide quality content. So if we set that as the primary goal, that the creation of a marketplace with modeled scarcity and decentralized governance, which incentivizes good behavior and the contribution of valuable content for each community and Den as a whole. The marketplace incentivizes denizens by awarding one, the creation of valuable content. So that's the most important thing: create the valuable content or bring it in as evaluated by the community. And then second, rewards the evaluation or the curation of quality content in a competitive market, again, with that applied scarcity within each community. And then three, management and ownership of those individual communities. So the whole thing rolled together. And we have a lot of things that we know we need to add to this, resources willing, as we are able to, including lot-based or lot attenuated, lot behavior attenuated rewards is a big one that I think, and for me, I think is the most important thing that is coming. And we're waiting on a couple of other things to get finished up before we do that. So anyway, there's a lot more to it. Go check out Post Out. It was great. Thank you for the post. And that's everything for AMA and featured content. So make sure you go to Dragonchain.store for merch. The Family Crest merch is up this month, and this month only at 10% off with the coupon code Family-Crest, Family-Crest. Go check that out. Go buy some. And in closing, make sure you watch us again next week, next Tuesday at 1100 Eastern, 1600 UTC. And make sure you join the roundtable Thursday at 1100 Eastern, 1600 UTC. That's this Thursday. Make sure you follow Dragonchain, Real Denizens, and Jojo Row on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Den. And like, comment, share, do all the other things you're supposed to do to get us exposure. So that's it. Thank you. Bye.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best.
Adaptable, all capital, label radical yet rational. A tactical approach is palpable if this animal is fallible, but that conclusion is laughable. So with for all detachable from the mandible, you see it now.